Thank you all so much for attending E3 2028, and I am very excited to see all of your smiling faces here at my presentation for my new game. However, before we get into the presentation, I'd like to take a minute and talk about how I got here and what pushed me and drove me to be in this position that I am in today. First, I want to talk about my strengths. I have 5 top strengths that I was able to figure out while I was attending college in 2018 at Valencia. I took a class called SLS, also known as New Student Experience. In this class, I learned that my 5 top strengths are analytical, competition, developer, futuristic, and strategic. I use all 5 of these daily at my job. However, I do tend to lean more towards the top 3 of my strengths whenever I am thinking of how I want to create a game or what I want to create a game of. And these top 3 strengths are analytical, competition, and strategic. I have to be extremely analytical so that I know who my target audience is and what games they're currently playing, so I know what games they want to see released and what games they don't want to see released. I also have to be competitive as the market is very large and there are a lot of companies creating games and pushing them out yearly, even monthly. I also have to be extremely strategic so that I'm able to think of how I can push these games out at the right time so that I get a larger audience. And I also think about how I can pull people to my video game and how I can keep people playing my video game once they buy it. Moving on to my purpose. My purpose, I believe, is to help younger generations to become better problem solvers and more inventive. I can achieve this simply by doing my job as a game designer. I can create games that will stimulate younger generations' minds to help them become better thinkers and better problem solvers in the future as they're thinking of ways to finish the game, beat the game in different ways, or figure out how to finish a level. My purpose is related closely to my career goals because by simply creating video games, I can actually help to shape young minds through means of creating these video games. It simply gets down to being able to find different ways to do things in the game and allowing them to do those things in the game, as well as putting in small little items in the game that can help them or maybe even push them back so they have to figure out a different way to do things. I know for me personally, I always was able to think better and think faster and think more strategically because I was able to play video games as a young child. Playing video games shaped my mind into being able to understand and plan as well as move on the go while I'm doing things so that nothing really gets in my way and I can kind of just maneuver out of things quickly in any situation. So that is my purpose, is to help younger generations. Moving on to my job duties, these include map layout design, mechanics of characters, environments, and animals, bug fixes and patches, and side projects as well. The map layout and design allows me to create new maps and new layouts for players to play on while they're playing my game. This gives them new opportunities and new ways to play the game. Same goes for the mechanics of characters, environments, and animals. If the mechanics of the game aren't good, then players are more than likely not going to play the game because it's going to be too buggy to play. You want to make sure that the characters, environments, and animals are all synchronized and playing well together so that there's no problems whenever the players are playing the game. Bug fixes and patches don't happen as often as the other two. However, they do go out every couple of weeks just so that the players are able to keep enjoying the game without having to worry about any problems in the game. We often do a lot of side projects as well. These side projects can include mini games or even side missions for the players to do while they're in the game so that they don't ever run out of fun things to do while they're playing. Moving on to how I got to my career. It all started at Valencia College in 2018. I started at Valencia and got my AA in General Studies, and I transferred to Florida Polytechnic University in Lakeland. While I was there, I was able to study in cyber gaming and got my degree there, and also got certifications in all the Adobe products as well as Microsoft Office products. These include Photoshop, Illustrator, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Excel. The estimated cost of Valencia was about $5,200 after I completed my AA. This was all funded by scholarships, a loan from FAFSA, and mostly out of pocket. At Florida Polytechnic, I spent around $21,000 to attend the college. A majority of this was funded by the Florida Polytechnic Scholarship Program for transfer students, and the rest of it was funded out of pocket. After I finished college, I was able to land the starting job working with Activision Studios in California. I worked with them for multiple years and on multiple games. After I finished there, I was able to find a small team and start up my own gaming company known as Infinite Studios. Thank you so much for attending my presentation, and I hope you guys will enjoy everything that I've showed you today.